All right, let's get into week 65 and my monthly weigh-in. Welcome, my name is Patrice, The.patrice.denise, and I'm over here living a healthy, sustainable life, one day at a time, one step at a time, using the medication Mounjaro to help control, manage type 2 diabetes, and it also aids in weight loss and weight management. So I've been chronicling my journey over here on YouTube for the last year and some change, specifically with Mounjaro. Now I'm focusing more on my whole life, the whole me, bettering all parts of me, mind, body, and soul. So I hope that you get something out of this video. And if you're new here, I hope that something resonates with you and you decide to join this community. If you have been here before, thank you for joining me for another one of my videos. But let's get into this weekly update. So for anyone who does not know, I am on the 7.5 milligram dose of Mounjaro. I do like to preface this with, I am not a doctor, I am not a pharmacist, I'm just someone living life on Mounjaro, trying to control the blood sugars and better myself. So please always talk to your doctor before you change anything in the plan of care or do anything with the medication that is different from what your doctor prescribes. Now that I said that, I am spreading my injections out every 10 days. You are supposed to take it every 7 days, but I have been on this medication for a year now. Previously was on Ozempic, and I just feel that I am to a point now where I can start spreading it out. It also helps with the cost because I do have a deductible. I did cover that deductible here and earlier this year, part of this year, and a couple weeks ago. And I am curious to see how my medication will cost when it's time for me to do my next refill. But like I said, I have been spreading my injections out every 10 days. My last injection was on February the 21st. Today is February the 28th. And my next injection will be on March the 2nd. That's this upcoming Saturday. So overall, spreading the injection out is doing well for me. My blood sugars have been well controlled. So let's just get into my blood sugars for this week. So my highest blood sugar was 94. Remember, I did inject on February 21st. This week span that I am referring to started on February the 22nd, and that's when my blood sugar was 94. And then for the rest of the week, it has remained in the low 90s, high 80s, even then down to today, this morning on February 28th, it was actually 81. So my blood sugar is overall well controlled, spreading my injections out over this 10-day period. So I am fine with that. I think that's good. I do see my doctor in May, and I will get updated blood work to see where my A1C is. He did warn me, so like I said, you talk to your doctor and be truthful with your doctor. He did warn me that if my A1C goes up, it's because, he didn't tell me to spread it out. This is something that I'm doing on my own. So, yes, my blood sugars are fine right now. That's my fasting blood sugars, the blood sugar that I take as soon as I wake up in the morning, no matter what time it is when I wake up. But I don't wake up no earlier than like 5:30ish or so. Well, on the weekends. When I do have to work, I work a part-time job on Saturdays, and I may take my blood sugar like at 5 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah. So my weight. So last time I weighed in was on January 31st, and I weighed in at 159 pounds even. And y'all know my overall goal for this year is to remain under 165. So if I see myself creeping up to 165, 162, 163, then I might need to take a step back and say, look at my habits. We're going to talk about that in a second, habits. But I need to look back and reflect and do some reflecting and make sure I'm tweaking things as appropriate. But so today on February 28th, when I weighed in at 159.2 pounds. So I did go up 0.2 of a pound, 0.2 of a pound, but that is okay. That is quite all right. No issue or worries there. So over the month, I have maintained my weight with spreading my injections out every 10 days. So essentially, I instead of having 4 injections in a month, I had 3. So 3. Oh, and did I say 7.5? I think I already did. 7.5 milligrams of the Mounjaro, and just incorporating good habits. And we'll talk about my habits. And I've been, tracking not necessarily my diet habits or my food habits, but just my overall habits that I feel help me to be a better person. I have been tracking that, and I'll go into that here in a second. But nutrition wise, this week I concentrated still on protein. So I had a lot of tuna. Last night we had shrimp tacos. I didn't have any like meal preps done this week. Besides, I made the zuppa toscana soup, and I'll put that video up there if you didn't already check that one out. But that's the zuppa toscana soup. It's an olive garden soup, and it's not nothing necessarily high in protein at all. But it just I was able to eat on that throughout a couple days. So I didn't meal prep officially this week, but I used a lot of things that we already had, like the tuna. I did a lot of tuna sandwiches or tuna salads. I did tuna boats. I did salmon and eggs one morning, and then I did egg and avocado toast. So I did concentrate on I still concentrate on protein, and then in the toast, the bread that I use is the Sara Lee 45 calorie keto friendly bread. So yeah. So nutrition, I feel that I'm still incorporating good choices in my nutrition. Is every day spot on? No, but I am just making sure I do everything in moderation. So that was that. So let's just get into tracking my habits that are making me a better person overall. So I have this little sheet here, and I track my different habits on these sheets. And for my prayer journal, and what I do is I write my prayers out every morning in this prayer journal, and I can link it down below where I got it from. But it's basically and you can have any type of notebook, but I got this from a good friend of mine at our church. She has this where you would say what you're praying for that morning, and it ends as always in Jesus' name. So amen. So I write out my prayers. I speak my prayers, and I write it out. And I've did that every morning. Like I said, this week we're concentrating on February 22nd through February the 28th. So I did that. Bible study, I am concentrating on the woman in the Bible. And like I said, I'm using this book to help me with that. And I can link this down below as well. But this week I finished up with reading on Sarah and Hagar. And Sarah was Abraham's wife, and she was barren. She couldn't produce a child until like in her 90s, and that was troubling for her, and she had to work through that. And Hagar was actually her servant, who Sarah told Abraham to have a child with, to keep the lineage going. And in a way, she kind of stepped in and was not trusting God that he was going to do what he said he was going to do. She kind of took things in her own. Sarah took things in her own hands by telling Abraham to go with Hagar. But in all, God's covenants with Abraham still was held true. So I touched on those two ladies, and then now I am going into Rachel and Leah. And Rachel and Leah come about because of Jacob, and when he went, Jacob was a little sneaky something, and he tricked his brother Esau, and then he ran away, and he ran into to the land of his uncle Laban, and found Rachel first. He saw Rachel at the well, and he he lived with Laban because he was running away, and Laban let him live with him. And then Laban was like, I don't want you just to live here. I want you to be able to pay you for what you're doing for me. How can I repay you? And he said, you can give me your daughter Rachel as my wife, but after 7 years, after I've worked with you for 7 years, because he didn't have any money to give him for Rachel. So Jacob, I'm not gonna tell the whole story, but Jacob did that, and Rachel and he was supposed to get Rachel as his wife, And then here comes Leah. She's Rachel's sister, and we'll talk more about that next week as to what happened. But what I got out of the Bible study today was, because I just started with it today, was Jacob worked for 7 years in order to get Rachel. And that took a lot of patience. And I have been asking the Lord for patience, and more patience this week. And look, he showed me Jacob and how he worked for 7 years until he got what he was working towards. So sometimes we have to have patience. Sometimes it's going to be a long stretch in the middle of what we're trying to get to. We just have to be patient. And so that really hit me this morning with that. So so I'm reading about Rachel and Leah starting today. I started that today, this morning. All right, moving on. Personal reading. I am reading Atomic Habits, and I don't have the actual book here in my office, but because it's by my bed. But this is the book cover. So if you're not familiar with Atomic Habits, I will link this down below. It's by James Clear, and did I not? Oh, yep. So I was like, did I not scratch it off? But no. So I did not read in my in the book on the 26th. I think that was when was the 26th? Monday. Today's Wednesday. Yeah. So I did not read on Monday, and today I haven't read yet today because I do it in the evenings. But I am reading the book Atomic Habits, and what I am getting out of this is that it's never too late. Even if you think you have good habits in place, a good system in place, it's never too late to we should always refocus and reflect on the habits that we have in place and make sure that they are working appropriately and still good habits for what we're trying to get to. Because sometimes a habit that I have and a goal that I have set out, a habit that I have may not work for a habit that you have. So we also need to be mindful of, we can't just look at someone else and what they're doing and try to incorporate those habits that they're doing, because our goals may be different. Okay, I might be trying to lose weight, so I am eating less calories, but somebody else might be trying to bulk up. So, you got to kind of look at what your goal is. And so, yeah, I'm reading that. That is very, very insightful there. My water intake, I do drink at least 2 of these, and this is a 40-ounce tumbler a day. And then after I drink at least 2 of those, I will start drinking like sparkling water. I do have sparkling water that I drink as well, but I try to drink at least 2 of those, so that'd be 80 ounces a day. And I colored in, because I colored these in this morning, and I already colored in today, so I better drink this in. I better drink this all. I was being too fast, and I colored this in prematurely. But I'll make sure I drink two today. And then physical activity. I did my physical activity, except only day I didn't do it was on the 24th, and that was Saturday. So I did not do any physical activity. I did do a little workout with my family, and that was in that The.patrice soup video as well. Also, yesterday did some strength training, and I used the not the dumbbells. What's that called? I don't know, the weight ball, and the thing you hold. Is it dumbbell? Whatever it's called over there. And I did squats and lunges and arm raises with that on yesterday. Today we are actually going to the gym, me and my daughter, so I'll take you guys along with us for that in the next video, so look out for that. And then my fasting blood sugars, you already saw that, so I did measure that each day this week. So those are my habits that I track. And like I said, I think that doing these habits and incorporating this tracking system, even though it has nothing to do with what I'm eating or nothing, physical activity and the blood sugar tracking and the water intake, it does have things to do with that. But I think that has helped me to maintain this week this month as well overall. So, yep, that is my weekly update. How are you doing? I hope that your journey is going great. I hope that you are making great strides. I hope that you are reaching for your goals and making strides with that. We will do, so we're going into March. We will do a quarterly check-in with our goals at the end of this month. So definitely stay tuned for that. And I'll bring out my little book here and go into the goals that I set for this year and see how I'm doing with that. So how are you doing? Let me know in the comments below how you're doing. How is your health journey going? How is your overall life journey going? How are you doing? And I want to know, a lot of people have recently started on Mounjaro, and I want to know how you're doing. We can give each other support and push each other along the way. And like I said before, if you have something going on, of course we can't tell you exactly what to do because we are not your doctor, but we can just give you insights and help you to know what we have been through. So definitely put some things in the comments below if you have a question or just a topic that you want to discuss. Oh, and I need to start tracking. Well, I'll remember every once in a while on here, but my financial health journey, financial health, that's important. I am looking into that, and I think that what I have put in place and will be putting in place with the cash stuffing and the saving challenges and the sinking funds. Look that up. Look all that stuff up and see if you're interested in it. But and it's the budgeting and all that. I think that is going to be very beneficial for me and for the family. So I'm excited to start on that. But yep, this has been week 65. We are moving strong. We are continuing to continue on. We are not giving up. 2024, we're not giving up. Just going to keep reflecting, keep twisting and turning and tweaking things along the way. So we're definitely not giving up. I pray that your journey continues to be successful. We got this. You got this. Just keep on going. Like I said, reflect on the habits that you put in place already. If something is not working, definitely tweak it so that it can. And it takes time. Like I said, I'm asking for patience, and it takes time. Nothing can, well, I can't say nothing because some things can't happen overnight. But sometimes things don't happen overnight. So we have to be patient. And I'm talking to myself. We have to be patient. And because I'm talking to myself because of the new journey that I'm on with his finances. I'm not going to save $1 million today, right? Right. We got to be patient. One thing at a time, one step at a time, one day at a time. So I got to be patient. I know that my goals that I have set out for my finances and my family's finances and generational wealth and things like that, it will come to pass. I have to be patient. So just kind of a reminder to you as well. Patience is a virtue. So thank you guys for hanging out with me again today. I appreciate you as always. I love you guys. I love you guys. Until next video, see you again, and God bless.